Alright, now let's try the next one. When Lily had a fever, she felt cold and shivered. Now, why was this so? Now, basically, this question is asking why we feel cold and why we sometimes feel rather warm. Alright, now, first of all, before we answer this question, let's see what we can remember from the topic of heat. Alright, now, heat travels from an area of higher temperature to an area of lower temperature. Okay, this one you need to remember, because if you don't remember this, then you can't answer lots of heat questions. Alright, so basically we have our own body heat. Okay, this is us. This is a model of a man. I know it's a simple drawing, it's rather funny too, but it'll do for this what do you call that, explanation. Now, body heat is usually about, say, 37 degrees. I can't do the degrees Celsius here, so I'm just gonna write down degrees Celsius. Right, so our body temperature is about 37 degrees Celsius, and normal temperature, the room temperature, is usually at about, say, 30 degrees Celsius. Okay, so about 30 degrees Celsius, and that means we are always losing heat. Okay, so these red arrows are showing that we are always losing heat. Now, but we are used to losing this amount of heat all the time, and that's why we don't quite feel that cold. Alright, in fact, it's quite comfortable at 30 degrees or lower. So we are used to losing heat from our body to the surrounding temperature. But when we have a fever, usually this 37 degrees is much more, right? I can go all the way to 40. Now, so when that happens, what actually is happening is that we are losing even more heat. Right? When we lose, every time we lose heat, we feel, every time we lose more heat than we are used to, we feel cold. Okay, that's why we are feeling cold when we have a fever, because we are losing more heat, and we are losing more heat because our body temperature is much higher than the room temperature. Okay, so let's look at the options now. Okay, Lily was losing too much heat to the environment. Okay, that's the reason. The more heat we lose to the environment, the more we feel cold. Okay, so that could be a possible answer, but we have to check all the three options. Lily was gaining too much heat from the environment. No, we are not gaining heat. We can only gain heat if the surrounding temperature is higher than our body. That means if we are 37 degrees, we have 37 degrees Celsius amount of heat, the degree of heat, and the surrounding temperature is 40, then okay, we'll be gaining heat, else we'll be losing heat. So number 2 is not so correct. Let's look at number 3. Coldness from the environment was entering her body. Okay, now coldness from the environment was entering her body. Now please remember that even though cold is the opposite of hot, alright, but when it comes to heat energy, there is such a thing as heat energy, but there is very little, but there is no such thing as cold energy. Alright, so heat travels from an area of higher temperature to an area of lower temperature, and this is what it means. Alright, heat, coldness from the environment was entering her body is not so correct. And number 4 is coldness from her body was entering the environment. Likewise, we don't talk about coldness, we'll talk about heat. Okay, heat gain and heat loss. We don't talk about coldness. So as such, the answer is quite obvious. Okay, repeat this video once again if you think that this is it's not so clear. Alright, and let's see. Okay, so yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Choose your answer. Alright, think about it and make your wise decisions.